Okay, so we're going to convert now our um, equations now based on what we have solved a while ago. So we're going to convert those equations into circuitry. So to start with, here we have the Proteus. So you can use Proteus 8.1 or a higher version of this software. Okay, so you can download the application for free in the internet. Okay, to start with, so we have this one. Go to your file here. Okay, we're going to make a new file, and then after that, so what we're going to do is we're going to have the file name. Okay, so we're going to have the file name. So say for example, the file name will be 3 input. Okay, 3 input, and you have also 3 output. Okay, 3 output. So it's up to you whatever file name you wanted to save, no, in your computer. So you have here 3 input and 3 output, and then just click OK and next. Now here we're going to create a schematic. Okay, so create schematic, because that is what we're going to do. So just next. Then here we're not going to create a PCB layout, since we're not going to print this one into or convert this one into PCB, so we're not going to create a PCB. And just click next. Okay, we're not also going to create a firmware, because usually we're using this one, creating firmware, if we are going to use programmable integrated circuits. If you can see here, there are different families here, and usually what is the content of this one is those ICs that are programmable. And then since we're just going to use basic ICs here, so therefore we're not going to create a firmware. If you're going to create a firmware here, what you're going to do is you're going to select the type of firmware you're going to use here. So that's it. So just click this button here, no firmware projects, and then just click next. Okay, so what we're going to do here is just we're going to purely create schematic. Okay, schematic lang itong buhaton. We're not going to do layouting, that is for intended for PCB, and then we're not also going to use firmwares. Okay, so just finished, and then you will have this environment. Okay, so here, if you can see here at the side, okay, so these are the different commands here, and this is now where we're going to put our circuitry. So before anything else, I will just write first the equation that we had earlier. So here you're going to click this one, okay, A. This will allow you to label your circuits. Like for example, these inputs inputs A, B, C, and outputs X, Y, Z. Okay, that will let you type or create your label in your circuitry. So first we're going to do the equation. So the equation, first you have the X. Okay, X, okay, is equal to, okay, C bar. Okay, C bar, we're just going to use apostrophe. And then since we don't have the symbol for the XNOR, so I will just type A, and then you have XNOR. Okay, XNOR B. Okay, and then you have plus, you have A, and then you have B bar. Okay, B bar. So this will be our first equation. Okay, so we're just going to adjust the height. So change this one to, say for example, 3. Okay, don't forget to highlight. Cancel. Okay, so we're going to highlight this one first. Hindi ko siya ma-highlight. Okay, let's try to type na lang. Sub. Okay, so wait lang. Cancel. You can do this one. Okay. And then what I did is I just click this one, okay, para ma-exit siya dito sa kaning 2D graphics. And then naka-highlight na siya, okay? Then you can change the height. Okay? So that's it. So this will be our equation for x. Then we're going to click this 2D graphics text mode again, and then click it to the environment, and then we're going to type for the equation of your y. So y is equal to, so the equation of your y is you have c plus you have a bar b. Okay, so again, don't forget to change the height. So 3 atong height, so 0.3 inches. Okay, so next is z. Okay, we're just going to arrange that one later on. So z is equals to, you have a c bar, okay, plus you have c times you have a, and then x nor, okay, x nor b. Okay, so 3 inches, and then so what we're going to do in order for us to move this letter, so we're just going to click this one, and then click that one, and then just move. Okay, so this will now be our x, y, and z. Okay, so these are now our equations. Now let's proceed to the circuitry. Okay, first we're going to identify first what are the inputs, what are the outputs, and what are the processes here. So here, if you're going to look at the diagram, okay, what we have here. So we have this diagram. Okay, if you're going to look at this one, so you have your inputs. So what are the inputs? A, B, and C. These are the inputs, correct? And what are the outputs? The outputs now are X, Y, and Z. Okay, these are now the outputs. Now, usually when it comes to inputs, the inputs are being represented by, in our case, we're going to represent our inputs with a button, okay, or we have the logic state. So usually button, okay, if you're going to do the actual, what we're going to do is we're going to use the button or the dip switch. We can use the dip switch actually. That will serve as our input. And of course, the output is represented by anything like, for example, motor, LED. But in our case, in order for us to identify the output, we're going to represent it with LED. Okay. Then the process part here are this one. These are the equations. Okay. The logic integrated circuits. Okay. Those are those comprises of the process. Okay. So going back to our Proteus here, what we're going to do is we're going to identify now the components. Okay, so identify the components. So what we're going to we're going to click this one. Okay, and then we're going to pick. Okay, we're going to pick components here. So just click this one. Okay, pick components. Now first we're going to pick the inputs. So as I've said, we're going to represent our inputs are represented by button. And what I'm going to use here, okay, for demonstration purposes is I will use the logic states. Okay, later also in our another examples, I'm going to use button. Okay, but here I will just be using the logic state. So you just type the name logic and then state. You type and you can see here. Okay, and you can see here logic state. Okay, this one. If you are going to look at this portion here, so you can see also diagram, okay, of the IC or of the component. So here, this is the kind of logic state that we're going to use. Okay, next is we're just going to click this one. Okay, double click, because if you're going to press OK here, or if we're going to enter this one, so this one will exit. Okay, so may exit siya, then back na po press 3. But if you're still picking a lot of or components to be used in your schematic, so what we're going to do is we just double click the item. Okay, so first input we have the logic state, then second is we are going to identify now our process. So this involves the different integrated circuits that are in the equation. So first here, if you're going to look at the x here, so take note, first observe, okay, your C, your B, and your A, okay, B nakabar, A nakabar. So if you're going to observe, ibig sabihin that A, B, and C are being negated or nakabar man siya. So meaning, we need to make use of the inverter. So kailangan siya inverter. So if you don't know the particular IC number of that what you can do is you're just going to type, no? Type ka lang inverter. Okay, so it will now show you a lot of inverters here. So there are so many inverters. It depends on the IC number, but if you are familiar with the IC number, you can directly type the IC number. Okay, so even if you're going to purchase later on ICs in the stores, you're not going to say that you're not going to say the IC name, but you're going to state the the IC number. Okay, because they don't know what is AND gate, they don't know what is XNOR, they don't know what is inverter, but what they know is the IC number. So make sure before you're going to purchase the item, make sure that you know the IC number. Okay, so in this case, no, usually the most common IC number for inverter is the 7404. Okay, so this is not the diagram, okay, the symbol, and this is the IC number. Okay, so just double click this one. Okay, we need an inverter. Second, take note that this one is being ANDed. A, B is being ANDed. This one is also being ANDed. This one is also being ANDed. So meaning we need to have an AND gate. So again, you can type the word AND gate or AND, or you just simply type the IC number. So for the IC number, we're just using 7408 for AND gate. Okay, AND gates, it has also different multiple inputs, no? It's not only limited to 2 inputs, but there are also AND gates that are 3 inputs, 4 inputs, so on and so forth. Okay, but for this one, we're just going to use 2 input AND gate, so that is 7408. Okay, just click this one, and then after that, what we need is, of course, we need this one plus. Okay, plus this being symbolizes in the logic symbol with an OR. Okay, so plus for Boolean equation, but when it comes to logic state, that is what we call the OR gate. Okay, you can type OR gate or you can type the IC number. For the IC number of the OR gate, that is 7432. Okay, this is the most common, no, ang ginagamit ng mga IC. The OR gate, the inverter, and the AND gate. Okay, so natay OR gate, natay AND gate, and tapos the inverter. The next thing that we're going to do is this one, XNOR. So I'm not familiar with the IC number of the XNOR. So what I will do is I will just type XNOR, or sometimes it is just like this, XNOR. Let us try to see. Okay, or 8 kasi siya, so this one, exclusive NOR gate. Okay, this one, he has a multiple inputs of 8 inputs actually, all in all. So this one is 2 input only, but this is not the NOR gate that we're going to use, no? We're going to use this kind of NOR gate. Okay, or we can use this one, no? It's up to you. So okay, say for example we're going to use this one, so just double click. So we have now our gate, and then next is we have for the output side. Okay, so usually the output is represented by the LED, so we're just going to type LED because there's no IC number for LED. Okay, this is another IC number. Okay, if you can memorize this one, then you can just type this one in the search portion, or you just type the word LED. So here there are different LEDs. Okay, so what you can use any color you want. Okay, but I usually use green because during functionality test, so mas visible ang green, okay, kaysa other colors. So I just prefer green. Just double click this one, okay, then you have now your components here. So you just close this one, okay, if you're done. And then next is we're going to start with the input. So the inputs is represented by, or they are represented by button. In our case, we're using the logic state. Then there are three inputs. So you have the A, B, and C. So we're just going to put here, okay, this one. Just click this one and then click your cursor here, okay. Okay, so these are now our three inputs. So we're just going to label this one with A. So I will just reduce the size to 0.25, okay. A, then you have B, and then you have C. Okay, for the outputs, I'm just going to type X, okay, Y, and Z. Okay, that's for the outputs. So I will just be moving, okay, this one to the side. Okay, this will be your B, this will be your A, and then this will be your C. Okay, and then we're just going to move this one here. This will be our output. Okay, so next is we're going to have this one. Okay, take note that all A, B, C, D are inverted. So we're just going to put inverter here first. Okay, kasi naka-invert lahat ng A, B, and C. Okay, so invert mo muna lahat yan. So that is the first thing you're going to check kung merong inverter. Okay, or naka-bar siya kasi inverted siya. Okay, so we're just going to click this one here. Okay. Next is the first one, the X output. So for the X output, the first is A. Okay, we're just going to simplify this one. A, and that is being ANDed with B bar. Okay, so for X, so let's do this one first. This is A ANDed with B bar. So we're going to use the AND gate 7408. Okay, just click it here, and then you're going to connect A and then B bar. Okay, so this is your B, and then this is the negated B. So A, B bar. Okay, this is A, B bar. And then this one, you have A XNOR B. So we're going to click this XNOR gate, okay, and then A XNOR B. So this one A, and then XNOR B. Okay, so I will just move this one para medyo may space. Okay, okay, so this one you have A B bar, this one, and this one is A XNOR B, and then this one is being ANDed with C bar. So we're going to click this one, AND gate. Okay, this one with C bar. Okay, so C bar. Okay, and then the result of this one is being OR. So naka-OR siya. So we're going to type this one, OR gate. This will be our first output. Okay, so this is A B bar, and this is now your C bar XNOR A ANDed to A XNOR B. Okay, and then this is the first output, so we're going to use LED for this one. Okay, we're just going to fix this one. Then this will be your X, so this will be your X output. Okay, then later on we're going to connect this one to the ground. So we're going to finish first X, Y, and Z. So for Y and Z, okay, Y and Z, C, that is OR to A and A bar B. So we're going to use ungate here. Okay, this one. This is a bar. Okay, a bar unded to your B. So here, you can tap it in. You can tap anywhere. Okay. So pwede ka mag-tap diri, pwede po ka diri mag-tap, no problem. So that is a bar B, and that is OR to C. So that is your second output. Okay. So that is being ORed to C. So this is now your C. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use LED. Okay, so LED will be here. Okay, we're just going to rotate that one. Okay. Then connect. Okay. That is for our Y output. Okay. The last one will be the Z. So take note, you have A, X, nor B. So here, you have here A, X, nor B. So pwede ka mag-tap na lang ka dire. Okay, the same lang mangyapon sila. And then, that will be ANDed to your C. So we're going to use AND 32. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're just going to tap from here. Let us move this one para na siya ay... Okay, wait lang. So, i-move ito gamay siya para na siya agihanan. Okay, so... Medyo ano siya eh. Move pagyapon ito gamay. Okay, so next. This will be AX nor B to be ANDed with C. So this one, or you can tap here. This is your C. And this will be ORed to A and C bar. So OR, AND. Okay. We're going to use this one, AND gate first. So here you have A. Okay, this one is A. And that is ANDed to C bar. Okay. ANDed to C bar. And then the result of which we're going to OR. So OR here. This will be our tawag ito. This will be our third output. Okay. Third output. So okay, connect. And then this one connect. Okay. Then we're going to have the LED. Okay, rotate. Then we're going to connect all the outputs. Okay, this will be your Z output, and we're going to connect this to the ground. So you're going to get ground here, terminal modes, and then ground. So then click. Okay, so click. So this is now our circuitry. Okay, this is now equation X, Y, and Z. Now let us check if this is correct. Okay, so what we're going to do, okay, I will just move it a little bit here. Then I'm just going to draw here the, wait lang, inputs, or inputs A, B, and then C, and then X, Y, and Z. So Z. Okay, so I will just arrange this one. So click here and then arrange, cancel. So okay, So I will show you later on, no, these are the different inputs and their corresponding outputs. So X. Okay, so again your inputs are your A, B, and C, and then your outputs are X, Y, and Z. Okay. Okay, so we're going to type here. I will just type here para mas dali lang. 0 0 0 0 0. Okay, that is the fifth one. Okay, then i-arrange lang po na ako siya balik para this will serve as your truth table. Okay. So again, let me just finish this one first. So what you're going to do when you're going to make a video, you're going to do this as well. Kaya lang sa video, ayan na siya i-fast forward na ang video, kay time-lapse na ang video, okay? So kay taas man kayo kung imo po siyang ipalas na ako nga pag-explain niya ipa-detail, no? So what you're going to do with the video is that i-time-lapse na lang, but you have to show first katong from the start up to the last. So the video will be siguro mga 5 to 10 minutes. Okay? So just copy this one. Okay, copy. And then we're going to paste. Okay. Ito, paste clipboard. Okay. Then we're going to align. So actually there are actually 8. Then i-paste lang gyapon ako na siya para mas dali siya, no? Di ka magsigi isa-isa og type. Then we're just going to edit, the values. So you have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 5. Okay, 6. And then 7. Okay. So this will be the last one. Okay. So again, we're going to edit this one. This is 0. Next, this is 1. Just click that one and then change to 1. This is what? Again, 1. This is 3. So 1. And this is 1. Okay. 3. This is 4. Okay. 5. Okay. 6. And then 7. Okay, so for the output, so for X, you have this one as 1. Okay, 1. Then you have 0, 0, 0, and then this is 1. Okay. And, okay, so 1. This is also 1. So the last one is 0. Okay. Then for Y, you have 0, and then straight to look at 1. 1 1. Okay, and then you have this one. So next is 0, and then next is 1, and then 0, and then this is 1. Okay, then Z is 0, and then this is 1, and then 0, 0, and then 1. Okay, and then 0, and then 1, 1. So 1 and 1. Okay, so this is now our truth table. So these are now your inputs. You have A, B, and C, and this is now your output X, Y, and Z. Let us see if the equation is correct, as well as our circuit if it is correct. So based on the output. So if the output of your X and Y and Z will not be satisfied, therefore your equation is wrong. Okay, mali ang imong equation. So let us check. Let us play this one. Okay, and then okay, so naglight na siya. Take note, if your A, B, and C are all 0, meaning you're not pressing the button, therefore your X will turn on kasi naka 1 yung X3. Okay, for the first output, your X is correct. Okay, 0, 0, 0 meaning naka 1. Pag 1 siya, that means it will turn the LEDs on. So ang X is naka 1, so that's correct. Next na to is if C is 1, so this one is C. Kung naka-on siya, what will happen? Y and Z will turn on. Okay, so therefore Y is turned on, Z is turned on. So the second line is correct. Third output. Okay, by the way, even if the first, second line, third output is correct, you need to check one by one because there might be cases that at the end mali ang imuhang result. That is why you need to check that one by one. Now for the second line, that's correct. Now for the third line, meaning if we're going to turn on your B, okay, so pag 1 ang B, therefore Y is 1, so Y is turned on. What about B and C? Pag B and C ang ma-turn on, therefore still Y lang yapon ang ma-turn on. So meaning if I'm going to press C here, so walay mahitabo ang changes, the same lang, naka-on yapon ang Y. Now if your A is turned on, then B and C are 0, therefore X and Z will be turned on. So let us turn it off. So ano yun? A. So if A is on, so therefore X and Z are turned on. Okay, that's correct. Next is A and C. So A and C, if that is turned on, so what will happen? So X and Y will turn on. Okay, that's correct. Next, you have A and B. So if A and B is turned on, therefore X and Z will be turned on. Okay, X and Z. Pag A and B. So we're going to turn this one off and then turn on B. So therefore X and Z are turned on. Okay, so that's correct. Now if all A, B, C are turned on, so dapat ang Y and Z lang ang mag-turn on. Okay, so you're going to click this one, therefore Y and Z are turned on. So meaning that the output of our circuitry based on our truth table is correct. That means that our equation is also correct. Okay, so that is our converted circuitry based on the equation that we have solved a while ago. The outputs are X, Y, and Z, and the inputs are A, B, and C. Okay, so we're using circuitry for simulation. Meaning using Proteus for our simulation. Okay, then later on when you're going to implement this one, so the same, you're going to do this one. This is the schematic diagram of our example. Okay, using K-map and also using your Proteus for the simulation of your circuitry. Okay, so again, first identify the inputs. Okay, these are now the inputs A, B, and C represented by buttons, and your outputs now are X, Y, and Z represented by your LED. Okay, and this is now your process. Okay, this part here wherein it contains the different logics tawag ito integrated circuits. Okay, so I think that's it. So if you have some questions and clarifications, you can open that one during our collab, or you can post it in our forum in our LMS. Okay, so thank you everyone for listening.